Welcome to a new season in our lives. We are on a mission to demolish the arguments that have kept us from taking our next step towards true Christian authenticity. Are you ready to tear down those self-protective masks that are holding you back in life, in business, in relationships? It's about mindset, but more specifically, learning to keep our minds set on Christ regardless of circumstance. This is the Mindset School podcast. I'm your host, Peggy Easterling. Let's be real, okay? Are you ready? Let's go. Hey, friend. Welcome back to the Mindset School podcast. Today, we are chatting about something incredibly powerful from a little book in the Bible called Habakkuk. Yes, Habakkuk. You might be thinking, Peggy, who? What? But trust me, after today, you're going to be like, where have you been all of my life, Habakkuk? If you're tired of feeling stuck and unsure or just spinning your wheels, you picked the right episode because clarity, my friend, it changes everything. Okay, let's take a quick ride back in time. Picture this. My kids were so young and they were in the backseat of our trusty Honda. They had birthday gifts in hand. We had music blaring and the excitement in the car was off the charts. We were headed to a friend's birthday party and this was a very big deal. It might have been the party of the year. Tons of friends were going to be there. There was going to be laughter and games, the works. But here's the catch. And I'm about to age myself, y'all. Back then, there was no Google Maps. There was no GPS. It was just me, my AOL account, and printed MapQuest directions. If you know, you know. It was revolutionary, y'all. So we're cruising along, singing at the top of our lungs. And suddenly, I hit a four-way stop. And guess what? The street on my printout did not exist. Yep. Nowhere to be found. I circled and I tried every street and nothing matched the map that I had in my hand. My phone had no service. So I couldn't call anyone to get me to this party and help navigate. Long story short, we never made it. And the disappointment on my kids' faces, heartbreaking. And here's why I'm telling you this. Because clarity matters. And without it, we're just driving in circles. And speaking of clarity, I want to introduce you to someone who knows exactly what it's like to search for answers when life feels messy and uncertain. Ready to meet someone who felt just as stuck as we do sometimes? Habakkuk was a prophet who wasn't afraid to ask God tough questions. My kind of dude, right? And girl, he had some questions. Some of them like, why does injustice always seem to win? And God, why aren't you stepping in? Oh, I feel this so much. Relatable, right? We've all been there. But God's response was epic. He said in response to Habakkuk, write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets so that a herald may run with it. The translation, get clear. Because ambiguity, and let's unpack that quickly. Ambiguity is when you're unsure. Ambiguity is when you second guess yourself. Or ambiguity is when you feel stuck at a crossroads without any clear directions. This can create confusion, frustration, and overwhelm. Ever felt stuck because you're not exactly sure what to do next? That is ambiguity holding you back. But ambiguity isn't just confusion. It's this spiritual fog. Clarity, however, is a God-given vision. It's knowing exactly where you're going because you're allowing Him to illuminate your path. Let me drop some quick science on you to back this up. This concept ties into something called cognitive load theory. It's a fancy phrase, but it's a really simplistic idea. Your brain gets overloaded when there's too much information or too many unclear choices. Ambiguity exhausts your mind. Think of Netflix. Too many options, and suddenly you've spent 20 minutes choosing nothing. Yep, that is cognitive load at work. So let's talk about why clarity mattered so much to Habakkuk and why it matters just as much to me and you today. God told Habakkuk, keep it clear and simple. Write it in big, bold letters on tablets. So why tablets, right? Back in that particular day, tablets represented permanence and clarity. Think giant billboard versus a tiny Post-it note. God knew clear messaging moves people forward, and ambiguity keeps them stuck. Your vision might be permanent. Your vision must be permanent. It must be simple, and it must be crystal clear. Ambiguity means you're guessing, and clarity means you're going. Stop guessing and start going. Want a real life example? Someone who embodies this perfectly. Take Mel Robbins, for instance. Before she became this powerhouse speaker, Mel herself felt stuck. She felt overwhelmed and unsure of her purpose. But everything shifted for Mel when she discovered her crystal clear 5-second rule theory. Clarity took her from overwhelm to unstoppable. When you nail down exactly what you want and why, everything changes. Now, knowing vision isn't enough. You need clear, immediate action. So, what happens when you combine clarity with bold action? God didn't say, write it down and hope this works out. He said, write it and make it clear so that someone can run with it. Do you notice the urgency? Clarity creates action, and clear vision equals unstoppable momentum. And while indecision and ambiguity, this equals endless frustration. That fog created in ambiguity and indecision and all the choices being on the table and no clear direction to go, we get frustrated. Are you ready to get practical? Here's exactly how you can start taking action today. Let's make this super easy. Grab a piece of paper right now and write one clear, simple statement about your vision. What is your mission? Cut out any fluff and keep it crisp and clean. And write this someplace visible and let it drive you forward every single day. Remember, clarity moves you forward. Ambiguity, it holds you back. And here's the best part. You are not doing this alone. Friends, your dreams deserve clarity. God didn't create your life to be confusing or overwhelming. He created you to confidently step into purpose. He hasn't called you to confusion. He's called you to have courage, to clarity, and he's called you to confident faith. God's got your next step covered. Here's what I want you to do next. Write down your vision clearly, and let's celebrate clarity together. And if you need an extra boost, I want you to join me. I have a 20-minute complimentary business growth clarity session. Head over to themindsetschool.net and let's eliminate that ambiguity and run confidently towards your dreams. Until next time, stay clear, stay faithful, and lean into God's strength as He guides your every move. You're not doing this alone, friend. You've got this, and He's got you. Hearing is one thing, but taking action on it is another. It's easy to stay in the cycle of consuming information, nodding along, and feeling inspired. But transformation doesn't happen just by listening. It happens when you step out in faith and do something with it. That's why in every episode, I'm going to challenge you to take one small but powerful step. Because if you want to break free from the fear, doubt, and mindset struggles that have held you back, you have to start moving. So here's today's challenge. Look around your environment right now and notice one thing that is causing mental tension because you haven't made a decision. This is ambiguity in action, indecision and uncertainty. And it's going to keep you stuck, drain your energy, and create unnecessary mental clutter. And sometimes that shows up physically. But right now, I want you to choose clarity instead. So right now, I want you to go around your house and find one item and immediately take some action. Clear a space, clear your mind, and move boldly forward. Thank you for joining me today on our journey towards Christian authenticity and a Christ-centered mindset. Remember, the masks that we wear not only hide our true selves, but also keep us held back, living small in life, in business, and in relationships. As we wrap up, I invite you to take a crucial step towards your breakthrough. I created the Breakthrough Quiz just for you. Head over to themindsetschool.net/quiz and dive in to discover a guide to move you closer to your authentic self and renewing your mind God's way. Until next time, let's be real, okay?